Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a wise old man named Tucci. He was known throughout the land for his incredible storytelling abilities, and people from far and wide would come to listen to his tales. His stories were not just entertaining, but also held important lessons for life. One day, a young man named Tatsuo approached Tucci, seeking his advice on how to live a happier life. Tatsuo was a wealthy merchant who had everything that money could buy: a big house, fine clothes, and all the luxuries of life. But despite all this, he was never satisfied. He was always worried about the future and what could go wrong, or dwelling on the past and what could have been done differently. Tatsuo was trapped in a vicious cycle of fear and regret, and he was looking for a way to break free. Tucci listened intently to Tatsuo's story, and then told him a tale of his own. There was a wealthy merchant, much like Tatsuo, who lived a life of luxury, but was never content. One day, he decided to seek the advice of a wise sage who lived in a nearby forest. The merchant asked the sage, "How can I be happy?" The sage replied, "The secret to happiness is to live in the present moment." The merchant was puzzled. "What does that mean?" he asked. The sage took the merchant to a nearby stream and showed him a reflection of his face in the water. "Look at your reflection," the sage said. "It is always present and always changing. Just like the present moment. When you are worried about the future, or dwelling on the past, you are not fully experiencing the present moment." The merchant was struck by the simple yet profound wisdom of the sage. He had never considered that happiness could be found by simply focusing on the present moment. He immediately decided to put this into practice, and focused on the present moment. He would take walks in the countryside, and take time to appreciate the beauty of the natural world. He would listen to the sound of birds singing, and watch the sunset each night. He realized that by living in the present moment, he was able to find peace and happiness that he had never known before. Tatsuo listened to Tucci's story with great interest, and he knew that this was the answer to his problems. He thanked Tucci for his advice, and left the village with a newfound appreciation for the present moment. Over time, Tatsuo began to live his life more fully, focusing on the present and cherishing each moment. He found peace and joy in the small things in life, and he finally broke free from the cycle of fear and regret. Years passed, and Tatsuo returned to the village to visit Tucci. He brought with him gifts, and told Tucci of all the wonderful things that had happened in his life since their last meeting. Tatsuo was now a wise and contented man, living a life of peace and happiness. So you see, the secret to happiness is to live in the present moment. Don't waste your time worrying about the future, or dwelling on the past. Embrace each moment, and you will find peace and joy in your life. This was the lesson that Tatsuo learned, and it was the lesson that he wanted to share with the world. Tucci's story lived on, inspiring generations to come, and reminding them of the importance of living in the present moment. Peace be upon you. Thanks for watching.